What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Turbo Miata build. We are trying to crank this out. We are almost done. We're really close. Right now, I have to do an EGR delete. I have to make a dump for my wastegate because it's currently blowing right at the block and a hard AC line, and it's about that far away from everything. So we're gonna make a little dump for the wastegate. We're doing an EGR block off, and I need to weld in an O2 bung. So that's what we're doing in today's video, and let's jump into it. So I just spent like 10 minutes, I spent like 10 minutes pulling this off. It went from the back of the intake manifold and wrapped around to the back of the stock exhaust, but it has this little clip that is way down back there. And I had to sit there with one hand up underneath getting cut and just barely turn that nut to get that off. So we finally got it off, and what we are going to do is we're going to cut it off right about there, and we are going to weld it so that it is just a plug, and we'll put it back on and tighten it back down. I just welded up this EGR delete. It's ugly, but it'll seal and work. And my GoPro wasn't on, so you guys didn't get to see that. But I am getting ready to fabricate a dump pipe for my wastegate. And obviously this is not the correct size tubing, but that's all I have. So I'm going to cut it at an angle, kind of spread it out, and just make it work. Alrighty guys, it's the next day. As you saw, we got that ugly wastegate tube fabbed up. Hopefully it'll work. I'm not too worried about boost creep because we're gonna have a vacuum line from the wastegate, from the turbo snout to the wastegate to help push it open. So we shouldn't have to worry about boost creep, but we'll see. For now though, we are working on getting a hole drilled out and getting the O2 sensor welded in, the wideband in the new downpipe. This is stainless steel and my drill bits will not touch it, so I'm gonna cut it with the grinder and get it like that. So I'm gonna start cutting it a little bit and get it to the point where I can get a drill bit in there, and then we should be good to go. Alrighty guys, so we got the bung cut out and sitting there, and now we are going to weld it on real quick. Heck yeah. Beautiful, like I know what I'm doing. Alrighty guys, this is what we have so far. It's almost perfect. I just have to take it and cut the downpipe down by about 1.5 inches, and then that should bring this 90 up off the subframe, and I've got a straight piece right there. It's gonna be perfect. So I'm gonna start with that real quick. Alrighty boys, here she is. We got her tacked in place. I need to peel this tape off and finish welding it out, and we have our downpipe. And later on, probably not tonight for the initial test start, later on I just need to connect that to the rest of the exhaust under the car. It's about a little 3-inch section. We are good to go. I'm gonna finish welding this out. Sweet, sweet. So I will say, these are some of the better MIG welds I've ever done, especially on exhaust. And I can definitely MIG weld a lot better than I can stick weld. Alrighty guys, we are pretty much there. All we have left to do before we can drive the car is to reassemble the front bumper completely because it's just set on there. And then we have to route the exhaust. We have to finish routing that. We're not going to get that done tonight, but we are right here ready for our first official test. The one last thing we have to do before we try and test start it, is we have to pull the oil feed line off the turbo. We need to put oil in the engine, and then we need to put this into a bottle and make sure that we have oil pressure to the turbo. So let's do that and we will be ready to test start. Wow, that was horrible. Well guys, I just realized something sad. I accidentally caught a brake line with the grinder, and so now I have no brakes. So I actually can't drive the car until I buy a new brake line and install it. That's my own dang fault. I messed up. It is what it is. Really sucks, but you know, whatever. I hate when I make needless mistakes. Alrighty. We're gonna crank the car and see if any oil comes out. No oil feed to the turbo, that is weird. Don't see any excess amounts of oil on the ground, so that's good. So let's keep trying. I didn't prime the filter like I usually do, so that's probably what is taking so long. Heck yeah, we got some oil. Oh dang it, you guys fell down. We got oil, we are good to go. So now, let's just put that back on. tighten the feed line down, and do an official test start. You heard it fire, but I want to do a start and let it run for a minute. I need to put coolant in it and bleed the system, but I want to make sure I'm not going to have to pull everything off before I do that. You guys got the best view in the house. Heck yeah, she fired up, she runs, saw that turbo spinning. Heck yeah, boys. See if we got any leaks. Nothing new that I can see. Heck yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do a little look around with my flashlight, make sure everything is okay, and be right back. Well guys, when I was clearancing out for the downpipe, I accidentally nicked that brake line right there. Let me see if I can get you a little bit closer. So I accidentally nicked that brake line and lost all my fluid, so I have to either get a new brake line and flare it, or I have to hopefully buy a brake line that is already pre-bent with flare nuts on it. But yeah, so I gotta do that, and I have to finish my exhaust. But other than that, we are officially done. I gotta bleed my coolant system too. But yeah, we are officially done, and we got the turbo Miata going. So I'm gonna finish up those things in the next video, and then we are gonna be heading out and doing some tuning, and hopefully not throwing the rods out the bottom. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you enjoyed, don't forget to stay hungry, stay humble, stay motivated. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.